Okay, we are live. Welcome to Life Unrehearsed.
Hello.
Got Vincent White over here from the Movember Foundation. Phyllis Frost, fitness guru.
And good friend.
And of course, Corrie is right there. We're all set to go in just about a minute. Hope you enjoy the show. Corrie, don't forget to...
Yeah.
And good afternoon. Welcome to Life Unrehearsed. Thank you for joining us. This is a show about the ins and outs of family life. It might be about yourselves, could be about your elderly parents, maybe even the kids. Well, we tackle these topics and we navigate you through it all. My name is Matt DelVecchio. I specialize in free retirement home search and senior transition support. I'm here with Corrie Sirota, our co-host, clinical social worker and psychotherapist specializing in grief and loss. Hello, Corrie.
Hi,
Oh, the Demi Moore sexy voice is almost a little bit gone, but still there a little bit, I see.
Much to my husband's dismay.
I love it. Well, coming right up, it's the beginning of Movember, and you may think of it as a good excuse for men to grow mustaches, but you're really going to want to hear about how the Movember Foundation continues to make an incredible contribution to men's health. We have in studio with us Vincent White, Quebec spokesperson for the Movember Foundation, that will soon be talking to us. And Corrie, last week's show, I have to say, I cannot believe the feedback we got. We had Mark Stolo and Eli representing Huddle and caregivers, and there are a heck of a lot of caregivers out there. The reaction was great. Even after the show, texts were coming in and responding to them. I'm very pleased with that, and it goes to show the need for caregivers out there.
Without a doubt. In fact, I myself, by the way, joined Huddle.
Oh, did you?
Not
Good
sure
for you.
I know exactly how to use it, but I joined it.
Well, we had a lot of questions about Huddle. That's HUDDOL.com. A super incredible organization. So if you need caregiver support, that was a big hit. We also had Susanna Baum talking to us about public speaking. She was also very, very interesting and informative.
So, Matt, if people do want to hear it again, it is on our Facebook Live, Life Unrehearsed. You can see the whole show on Facebook Live if anyone is interested.
Yeah, that's a very good point. All past shows and all future shows, Life Unrehearsed Facebook, absolutely. So, Corrie, did you get out and vote yet?
Did I get out and vote? I did, in the rain. I think it's such an important thing. I'm the most non-political person in the history of this world, but if you want a voice, this is the way to empower yourselves, is to make a choice and go and follow and support people who have similar ideals and beliefs. So really, if you haven't done it yet, please put on your rain boots and go out and vote.
Get out there. I haven't done it yet. I think polling stations close at 8, so no excuses. Get out there and their civic duty and certainly worth it.
So I have to ask you a question before we continue.
All right.
Movember.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, are you growing the mustache? Are you doing the thing?
Fresh from it. You know what? I'm struggling with this one because I have done this for many years. And Corrie, I'm telling you, it's scary when I put on a mustache. I mean, it is just butt ugly. And, in my new life, helping seniors and the elderly, I'm a little worried that I'm going to get the door slammed on my face when I show up with a stash like I have. So, I might cheat. We're going to have to ask Vincent. I might try to go goatee or maybe a little beard. That might be cheating. We'll have to ask Vincent if that's allowed when it comes up.
Fair enough.
Now, what do we have on the second half of the show, Corrie?
Well, the second half is so exciting for me because it is not only is it a personal friend of mine, but more importantly, we have someone who's going to be able to talk about something that we all talk about. Everyone says, I really should get more active. I really want to be more active, but has no clue how to do it. So my friend, but really the fitness guru and coach, Phyllis Frost, is going to teach us not only how to live a healthier life, but consequently live a happier life.
Yeah, that should be very, very interesting. Looking forward to having Phyllis, and that will be just after the 4:30 news. All right, let's get right into it. Our first guest is Vincent White. He's the Quebec spokesperson for the Movember Foundation. He's an 8-year Mo-Bro, and I think, what is it, Mo-Sista?
Mo-Bros and Mo-Sista.
Okay,
correct,
there we go. And you were head of the Movember campaign in Quebec for 2012, 13, and 14. You're a former New York Mets draft pick. Pretty impressive. Good for you. And
you.
health has always been at the core of your personal well-being. So we're very, very proud to have Vincent White, Quebec spokesperson for Movember. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
I think we correlate Movember with mustaches, and just in doing the research for the show, I was amazed. It's so much more than what I thought was maybe prostate cancer. And the reality is that Movember Foundation it's an incredible foundation. So what exactly is it? We'll say 2017 version.
Yeah, well, 2017 version is, we're kind of trying to do a bit of a history lesson here. I mean, the Movember movement started in 2003 in Australia, right? It is an Australian movement that has grown into the largest men's health movement in history in the world. In Canada, we're in the 10th year now, so it's been quite the hairy journey per se, but also quite the healthy,
I get it.
yeah, quite the healthy journey as well. But truly, it started off as a bit of a joke, in Australia. So it's really 4 friends that got together and said, let's grow a mustache for a month. Let's do it for fun. The mustaches have disappeared throughout the 90s, and said, let's do this and see what we can do. And the following, they had so much fun that the following year said, let's raise some funds. They did so by choosing prostate cancer because it's essentially one of the most common forms of cancer for men. And they really got inspired by the women's breast cancer movement. Said, well, there's no movement for men out there. Maybe we can do the same thing. And they raised over $50,000 in that second year. And that donation they gave to the Australian Prostate Cancer Association was the largest donation that they had ever received. Fast forward to 2017, Movember has now raised $839 million worldwide. Staggering amount.
Yes.
Over 5 million people that have participated in this movement. So this is where we're at, and all of the funds, all of the efforts that are done by this amazing community, they now support not only prostate cancer research, but also testicular cancer, men's mental health, and suicide prevention. So that is the global messaging for Movember.
Very impressive. Is there a particular emphasis in locally, or all 4?
All 4, and all of the funds that go back into these research projects are distributed throughout the country. And in Quebec, the research is very, very strong. So far, we've raised just over $17 million in Quebec, and just over $17 million have been reinvested into 84 different research projects in this province. So we're looking at mostly they go through major universities. So we're looking at programs at the University of Quebec in Outaouais, McGill, UQAM, UDM, University of Sherbrooke, University of Laval, and also various mental health projects as well. There's one out of McGill University called Healthy Dads. For the new dads out there that are going through life transitions as well. It's really been a terrific journey. It continues to this day to evolve. But this is what Movember is all about.
Just an incredible, I had no idea how much you were into. By the way, that is Vincent White, Quebec spokesperson for Movember Foundation. You're listening to Life Unrehearsed. Matt DelVecchio here with Corrie Sirota. Some of the stats are frightening, really frightening. And Vincent, can you share some of these? Some of them are just incredible.
Absolutely. When we're looking at suicide, for one, 3 out of 4 suicides in Canada come from men. Every day, there are 8 Canadian men that commit suicide. This is pretty scary numbers. And when it comes to prostate cancer, 1 in 8 Canadian men will get prostate cancer in their lifetimes, and there are currently over 150,000 men in Canada that are suffering from prostate cancer. And when it comes to testicular, it is the most common form of cancer for young men, ages between 15 and 29. So, Movember, when it comes to growing a mustache, we're really trying to. This is the awareness campaign, and we're trying to make it kind of a point in throughout the year where we say, hey, now's a good time. Maybe I should make that call and talk to my doctor, book that appointment. Maybe I should get a bit more healthy and have an open conversation about my health and really trying to change the game.
We're going to even expand on that in a couple more statistics, and we're going to get a traffic update. But what you're bringing up a very important point, Vincent, is to what can we do for men's health starting today? So we're going to ask you that question as soon as we get a traffic update from the CJAD Traffic Center. Okay.
You know what? Our two pieces are going to go beautifully because, like, what's the best way to take care of to avoid cancer? Don't eat sugar and exercise.
Bingo.
That's going to tie in really well. When we're going strong, we will turn that around, and then you would go out to traffic because I had the question before that. Okay. But just to say, like in the weeks to follow, I would probably go point it over you, and then you're taking the traffic. Are you off?
They shut it off.
Yeah, they shut it off automatically. Yeah.
I just have to shut it on.
You just
I have
have
to
to
shut it on.
Yeah. Okay, so
Just don't talk.
we got some commercials now.
Good.
It goes so fast.
It does fly.
You guys have a good dynamic too.
You speak really well, Vince.
Thank you.
Speak
Yes.
really well, and you
Yeah,
guys
very
do.
confident
You
and,
guys are very. Yeah, your flow's good. Like it's good.
It's there. We're getting
It's
there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good. You're good.
Yeah.
So why don't we do this? I'll open it,
Yeah.
and then you take
I'll ask
over
the question.
with the question about
Okay.
what can men do to get started, because you were starting to get into
Okay.
the visits and the doctors and
Yeah.
the PSA.
Yeah.
So we want to expand quite a bit more on that.
Sure.
Anything you want us to be able to talk about? We're talking about where the funds go towards. You kind of touched upon that. Any other topics you want us to hit?
Talk about just I think participating in the campaign, making a donation, of course, supporting the movement. Really, if anyone out there hears of Movember, is that how we are getting very much starting to have deep roots in the community here, and that the programs that we're funding are really going back, in this community. It's not just a movement that you hear about that's kind of fun. It's like, no, we're looking at, like I said, $17 million in the past 10 years given back to research projects in this province. It's there, and this is why Movember is trying to essentially prevent men from stop men from dying too young. Prevent men from dying too young.
That's the line you'll use, right?
Yeah.
Because we want to make sure we want to get into
You know,
that.
I think
So
I
we're
think
going to
it's
ask about where
amazing
the funds
because
go.
there's very interesting.
No.
There's breast cancer, and there really is nothing. But what I'm learning here, I thought it was just prostate cancer.
Well, that's
So
the first time I heard it.
that has to get.
Yeah.
So we could expand on where the funds go.
Yeah.
You've talked about a little bit. Maybe we'll get a couple more details.
Sure,
You mentioned 84 projects, and can you
Absolutely.
give us a couple of examples? Do you know of any offhand that you might want to highlight?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I can
That's
sum
what
up
we
a
could
few of them.
Because at the end of it, we want to get people to get on. We're going to give you the opportunity to say how to join, what all
sure.
the different aspects to do.
Perfect. Beautiful.
How can you get involved?
Yeah.
And then at 4:30, then we're out. Can you see the clock there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're at 4:30.
So you're going to welcome back what I'm going to ask.
I'll welcome
the
back,
question.
and then when I'm
Bring it
finished, you're
back
going to
to
start with the question.
bring it back to the.
Good.
Okay, I'm going to make a comment about the fact that people fear going to the doctor.
Sure. Yeah. Pride
And then
factor
I'll
and
say,
everything.
so, yeah.
And if you want to have a funny part, about the mustache, you can actually participate without having a mustache now. So the rules are a bit more lenient if you want to do a.
Okay, so you know what? That's a really good tie-in. So you do your question. That will be my my first question to you. Or we'll get it in towards the end when we're talking about what we need to do. So maybe I'll. So
Sure.
hey, I don't have to grow my mustache.
Right,
Okay,
yeah, exactly.
We'll do that towards the end.
Talk about the importance of women also participating in the movement, supporting it. Absolutely massive.
Okay.
Don't want them to grow mustaches.
Yeah, no, we don't encourage it.
Passionate in other terms. Call Israel Bonds today.
We didn't say anything about callers.
Yeah. So we're not. We're going to.
I shouldn't touch it at all.
Probably too late now. Yeah, we've got to hit them. We're going to have some callers, but we're going to run out of time. So let's just continue on with our baseball. Here we go.
Yes and no. Is it? Yeah. Okay.
Vincent's got his mojo going, the head bobbing.
That's a good sound.
He's got the stash going and everything. Way to go. This is Life Unrehearsed. My name is Matt DelVecchio. I'm here with Corrie Sirota, and we're very, very pleased to have Vincent White, Quebec spokesperson for Movember, with us. Corrie.
Well, I had a question because in truth, men and women, but we will direct this to men, do not want to go to the doctor. This is what I see. In fear of they actually might find out something is wrong. So what you're doing is so counterintuitive to most people, but so important. Can you talk about that?
Yes, absolutely. Well, it's true that men, there is a pride factor, I think, when it comes to speaking to your doctor and having that open conversation. When it comes to the mustaches, this is the fun aspect, and we continue to have fun with it, and it's either going to look good or it's going to look bad, or you can do different styles. But when we add all the messaging around men's health and why we do this for our 4 great causes, we really change the stigma around the fact that, hey, you know what, it's not a bad thing to speak to your doctor, because you know what, you could die from it. That's the bottom line, and the statistics are alarming. There's almost a crisis, around men's health, and we want to change it. Like I said, those statistics when it comes to suicides, when it comes to prostate cancer, Movember wants to really stop men from dying too young, and women live 6 years on average more than men. So we really want to change that dynamic, and all you have to do, the first step, big important step, is to feel comfortable in making that appointment, talking to your doctor. And the involvement of women in the campaign are huge, because oftentimes they're the one that pick up the phone and book that appointment. So we thank them for that.
That's a very good point, because you think of it as a men's issue, but women are very, very much involved in this whole process as well. Before traffic, we said, what can we do, men do, starting today to improve their health? And I guess that's one of them is get to a doctor, make an appointment. Anything else? What can we do starting right today to make a difference in men's health?
Absolutely, you should stay active. Can always be active. Every week set yourself a goal to do a minimum amount of activity. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to become a CrossFit champion or anything, but at a minimum, everyone should go out and at least, you can, if you walk your dog twice a day, at a minimum, if you go for an hour walk every day, you are reaching your minimum activity goal. So you should at least get yourself to that point. If you have that open conversation with your doctor once, twice a year, you're also taking that proper step. And then from there on, you can build up and, really assess how your personal health is. Very
true. You're listening to Life Unrehearsed. I'm Corrie Sirota with Matt DelVecchio, and we're talking men's health with Vincent White from Movember Foundation. Vincent, you talked about a lot of different projects. Are there any particular projects that you can mention now that come to mind?
Yes, the healthydads.ca I think is one that is really terrific. It is one that is subsidized from Dr. Deborah Costa here at McGill University, and it's for men that are going through a transition in life, whether it is from being, we'll say, a new dad. So healthydads.ca is the website, and that's one project that we're very, very happy to be funding. There are also many different research projects when it comes to prostate cancer. It's hard to talk about a cure when it comes to cancer, but what we look at is more breakthroughs. We want to have a breakthrough so we can actually slow down the rate in which men die. So where we look at early prevention projects, this is where we can make a difference. This is where we fund them.
That's amazing. You just talked healthydads.ca. That's one of just 84 just in Quebec that you're supporting. So it's wonderful. You talked early intervention, PSA tests, and that technology has advanced so much. So obviously something we want to try to encourage. All right, Vincent, you've got us convinced. We're sold on Movember, and what can we do to help out the cause?
Continue to participate in the movement. Continue to register at Movember.com. Either you participate yourself or as a team, and organize a move event. We encourage people to organize more of an activity-based event to get moving. So that is something we encourage very much. So continue to donate, of course, to people that are participating in the campaign. And the movement has really evolved as well in the past few years. So it's not mandatory anymore to have a mustache. You can have a beard,
Oh,
or
I don't
There you
know.
go,
I'm
guys.
okay.
You're off the
I
hook.
won't scare some people anymore.
you are, yeah. you can participate in
That
movement.
means I don't need a mustache either.
That's-
Okay, my husband's gonna be thrilled.
Sorry.
We encourage. We're a very inclusive movement. Yes. So that's the best way, really, to continue to support the cause, and to remember that this is the time of year we want to make it kind of like, hey, now's the time to talk to your doctor as well. If you're not participating in it, take control of your health.
Okay, what can women do?
Women can support very much men that participate in the campaign, but can also participate themselves as Mo Sisters. So women can register on Movember.com as Mo Sisters, join the team. Yeah, Mo Sisters.
Excellent.
Yeah, Mo Bros and Mo Sisters. That's how we call our our community people that participate in Movember. But I gotta make it clear that women participating in Movember, we wouldn't have a campaign if it wasn't for women being involved in this movement. They are truly, I think, the gatekeepers of the family health. Like I said, they're often the ones that make that call to the doctor. They're the ones that are going to pick up the phone. They're the ones that are often going to, sometimes put pressure like, hey, you should also see your doctor. Like, let's go here. So this is, we're just so happy to be, to have the support of women when it comes to the movement. And we encourage all women to become Mo Sisters and register and have fun with it.
All right, Mo Sisters, keep pushing those guys. Get out there. This is Life Unrehearsed. You were just listening to Vincent White, Quebec's spokesperson for the Movember Foundation. Matt DelVecchio here with Corrie Sirota. Such a wonderful cause. Just to repeat, the four, people are thinking it's just mustaches and prostate cancer, testicular cancer, mental health, suicide prevention. They really are expanding. Worldwide, you said how much now?
$839 million.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Very good. Now, let's say I don't want to participate in an event, but I want to make a donation. Can people just make donations, and what's that process?
Absolutely. You can just simply go on Movember.com and make a general donation to the cause. But if you see anyone that participates, you can their name would come up pretty quickly on the website. If any sports fans out there, the Montreal Canadiens participate in the campaign. We've seen some great mustaches already on Gallagher, Petrie, and Davidson. So they're registered on Movember.com. So just jump on Movember.com and you can take that step.
That's terrific. I think that this is huge. I'm learning every minute, because again, I was one of those people that thought it was just one, and the fact that it has evolved into so much directed to a number of mental health issues and suicide prevention. I am assuming it's suicide prevention as well as a support for those. So I'm pretty curious about how those, how you get yourself involved in any of those particular activities around, because I know that their Suicide Prevention Month is, I believe right now, there's a memorial going on in a few weeks. So.
Yeah, well, we're supportive, through all our communications as well when it comes to, these movements. Suicide Prevention Day, absolutely. We've collaborated with Bell for Bell Let's Talk, of course. So we're very inclusive. We're very supportive of the other movements out there. Same thing with Testicular Cancer Canada's annual campaign. So we're all in this together, and it's not just one movement that's going to change the game. It's going to be all of them. And we all have to be supportive of each other. And but certainly now's November. Now's the month formerly known as November, now called Movember. So this is certainly the time where we see a lot more mustaches and the cause that are set forward.
Sure, get out there and support it. Just really quickly, Vincent, you were talking about an association with the NHL this year, right? Yes,
thank you. That's right. The NHLPA this year, we are one of the three causes that they are now officially supporting. So we see, a lot of players participating, but now this is an official one. We're going to see a lot more activations that are going to be done with NHL teams. You can see, you can expect a lot more mustaches out of the Montreal Canadiens, certainly, and for not just this year, but years to come.
Well, that's very good. Andrew Shaw was front and center with 2 goals last night with his stash, so that's a good promotion for him.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping to expect a lot more than mustaches out of him. But, well, we're not going to go there. Anyways, I just really want to thank you, Vincent, for all this information, and ask you again, if someone wanted to get in touch with you or the Movember project, How would they do that?
All of the projects that we fund, we put them in our reports card section on Movember.com. That's really the best way to see where the money is going and get more information about each of the causes that we support. If you want to connect with me, of course, you can do so directly on Movember.com, of course on social media, as well at Vincent M. White for my Twitter handle, but certainly don't be shy to get in touch for anything Movember related or men's health related.
I must say you sport that mustache very nicely.
Thank you kindly.
So thanks so much for coming. Coming up, you all know you should be more active, but it is far more easier said than done. Well, you're not going to want to miss our discussion with Phyllis Frost, who I mentioned is a fitness guru and coach, as she's going to be providing us with some excellent advice and recommendations about how to get more help to be active. But first, let's head out to the CJAD newsroom.
Yeah,
Great job. Great job, everyone. Super.
Great job.
Thank you very much.
Cor, can I get out and get my water?
Yes.
Absolutely. Pull that door really hard.
Pull it.
Hard, hard, hard. There we go.
All right.
Vincent, say goodbye to Facebook.
Take care. Take care.
Thank you very much.
very much.
Hey, super
Absolutely.
job. You're really good.
Great show. I
Really
really enjoyed
enjoyed
it.
it. A really good thing.
Keep tuning in for
It
sure.
was really nice to meet
Of course,
you.
you
Keep up
too.
the great work.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, too. You're here, buddy.
Stay in touch as well.
Pull hard.
There you go.
Thank you very much. So you're just hitting that green button.
Sounds good.
Okay, Vincent, thanks a lot.
Yes, it is.
All right.
Okay.
Great.
If I could
Great.
talk.
Good ins and outs. Very good.
Did I do a reset too fast?
No,
I thought
after
it was
second.
a reset.
No, it wasn't reset. Yeah, absolutely. Your reset was perfect. We're good. Phyllis, it's the Phyllis show time.
Fit Coach Philly showtime.
Fitness,
don't say it
fitness
too
guru,
fast.
fitness guru and coach, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna do. All right. I like your website.
Thank
By the
you.
way.
Thank you. Easily navigated.
That's the key. That is the key.
Simple.
Tim made me cheat sheet. I'm like,
Of course.
I said, just show them to me.
When I teach my class, I have everything written down. It's right there. I don't even.
I said, because you get into, I'm just.
You don't want to have to worry about things. You want to focus right.
He was so succinct. It was
You
terrific.
spoke beautifully.
Yeah. No wonder he's a spokesperson.
Yeah. So all open.
Yep.
Okay. We got a little Olivia Newton-John coming on to open us.
Had to. Yeah.
Well, I would have done It's Raining Men. It's raining.
Well, but it's about
That was
your
a,
fitness.
that was a candidate for the first
Yeah.
section.
Oh,
And I said,
true.
how come you didn't do that? And he's like, nah.
How did you get here?
Oh, I
Right,
go with Matt. Thought we'd go on Matt, the one I sent you, the Matt.
I avoid the 40 at all expense. I happen to be at my mother's, so Quincy Loop Road, right down the boat, was great. Going home, how are you going to go home?
Matt? We go,
Yeah, we'll go together.
usually down like St. Lawrence.
Oh, I gotta get that.
How do I get through that? How do I go down St. Lawrence from here?
We go all the way around the back, and it's just don't want to get on the highway.
Oh,
So you
okay.
can go any street that's going to take you up. I mean, you could go all the way down there in the back to get them to get the Sherbrooke, around Sherbrooke, go on to Sherbrooke, get to the Canada. Yeah.
So Corey,
Yeah.
sorry. So all open. We'll do our banter thing.
Yeah.
And then you'll introduce us.
I will.
Is that microphone okay for you? Close enough?
Yeah, just remember
just
the same
remember.
thing, because if don't look at me when you talk.
No,
When you do,
I know,
then
but I
yeah.
have to talk. I have to get really closer, and I'm okay here.
You're good then. Yeah.
Nothing came in. If I'm not okay, if our doctor's appointments for general checkups are no longer covered in Quebec.
What?
There was
General checkups are no longer surely covered.
You can't really answer, right?
The best price installed in as little as an hour, even
We
on
can.
Saturday.
Sometimes we just wrote the number down. Oh, no,
I
that's
think it's
Alavida.
more.
That's Alavida.
Oh, yeah.
Alavida, our
Alavida,
sponsor.
that's our
What's
sponsor.
Alavida?
It's actually a uplifting, it's like fun, creative funeral.
Oh yeah, yeah.
memorials
I
instead
think it's a
of-
great idea.
Yeah.
I want to have a fun
fantastic
funeral.
idea.
Reminds me of the situation. Nice. I can't.
Clean out the garage. If you have dishes
It is what it is.
and clothes you no longer wear, don't throw them out. Bring them to Renaissance. Give your old stuff a new home and new life to people re-entering the workplace. Feel good.
This is
RenaissanceQuebec.ca.
if there was. So I was here alone. If there were phone calls and texts, that they'd be showing up. Phone calls and texts. I see one text. So my
What,
first
do people
show.
phone in?
Sometimes.
They can,
Sometimes
but
we
we
have
didn't.
callers.
Oh, you didn't open it.
Because you never know, and you lose the. I mean,
Sorry,
there's
Phil,
no
bring the
discussion.
microphone a little closer to you. Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
So I'm going to, I don't know if you'll remember this, but I'm going to at one point say, how do you stay motivated? And that's when you can say, get a personal trainer, can help with motivation. And then I may ask you what you look for in a personal trainer.
Here we go. Wrong button. Oh, does that bring you back? Little Olivia Newton-John here on Life Unrehearsed. My name is Matt DelVecchio. I'm a certified professional consultant on aging and owner of Lianas Retirement Home Search and Senior Transition Support. Here with my co-host, Corrie Sirota, clinical social worker and psychotherapist specializing in grief and loss. Well, Corrie.
I have to say, hold the phone. I open up the paper this week, and first I open up the Suburban, then I open up the Gazette in the West Island, and there's like a centerfold of this guy. Like we're talking big time, big centerfold of you. Talking, I'm like, whoa, wow,
People
I feel
just
honored.
tuning in now saying I'm
Yeah.
a centerfold. That's
That's
kind of
right,
scary.
yeah, you know.
But no, I'm actually very, very honored to have been asked to be the guest speaker for Selection West Island. It's residents in the West Island, and they've invited the public. They have a wonderful cinema with tons of seats, and they've asked me to be as part of their speaker series. So this Wednesday, November 8th at 2:30 p.m., I'll be talking about life unrehearsed and what life throws in your way, and some secrets to longevity, and also some trends in senior living. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. You have to actually register because there's limited seats. So if you are interested, you can call 514-695-6695, and that's this Wednesday, November 8th at 2:30.
Well, good for you. I'm sure it's going to be fantastic. I like listening to you.
Thank you very much. No, I'm looking forward to it as well. It should be great.
And now I would like to listen to my colleague, friend, and fitness guru, Phyllis Frost, who is in studio this afternoon. Phyllis has over 30 years of fitness experience in the industry, and you would never, ever, ever know it by looking at her. She is in incredible shape and has this high energy as a personal trainer, a boot camp instructor. She does and heads up body transformation workshops. She does group coaching. She does nutritional support. She's even written a book about a program that she developed about 6 weeks to better health. So Phyllis will talk to us more about that. Thanks so much for being on the show, Phil.
Hi, Corey. Hey, Matt. It's so great to be here.
Thank you,
Thank you
Phyllis,
for
for being
having
here.
me.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So I have to ask you a question right away. True or false? The number one question I have to believe that you get asked: how do I lose weight, and how do I lose weight fast?
100%. Everybody's looking for that quick fix. Okay? So here's what I'm going to say. There's no quick fix. It's a lifestyle choice. I'm sorry. It's a lifestyle choice. And that's what it comes down to. And if you're 80% of your nutritional intake is good, then you're way ahead of the game. So it's 80% nutrition, 20% exercise. From that exercise, it's 100% of effort. So you have to put in the work, and you want to be burning more calories than you're taking in, and you want to be putting on lean muscle so that the more muscle you have in your body, it burns, it's active, so it burns when you're not training, and it keeps your metabolism going. So it's just about a lifestyle choice, and it's not easy. And when I do workshops and with people, and it's baby steps.
Phyllis, I'm laughing as you're, or crying, one of the two, listening to you, because I had that exact stat thrown at me when I was at the gym, and you're going hard and exercising, and they throw out this 80% nutrition, 20% exercise, but it's so true, and you might as well. That's a reality check, and you have to deal with it. So you got to work on your nutrition. So let's say I'm trying to get the nutrition part of it under wraps. Doing the best I can, and I'm going to focus in on the exercise part of it. In terms of that, everyone wanting to burn more fat and more calories, are there any particular exercises that we should be focusing on to burn that fat?
Okay, so, everyone's doing HIIT training, Tabata training, high intensity training, and there's a reason.
So Tabata training, HIIT training, just explain.
Okay, so what these are interval type of training. So Tabata is where you do 20 seconds of high intensity, 10 seconds of rest, and you do that 8 times. There's ways to modify and have fun with it, but basically it's one exercise. So if you're doing push-ups, you do push-ups as many as you can for 20 seconds, you rest for 10 seconds, and you do that 8 times. What you're doing there is you're boosting your metabolism, you're building your strength, your endurance, okay? You're burning a lot more calories. So if you were to do a weight training session, you were to see the basic calories you're burning, you'll burn more in cardio, okay? But the afterburn, we're talking about your afterburn, okay? So you want your metabolism to be burning a lot longer when you're doing anaerobic type exercises mixed with like a higher intensity as opposed to just getting on a treadmill and doing 30 minutes of cardio. You'll burn maybe 250 calories that way, and you'll burn maybe for a little bit after that. But if you're going to go and do a circuit, even a 30-minute like HIIT circuit, then like with burpees and with push-ups and body weight training and you'll burn a lot more after calories.
So interesting. Thank you for that. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but thank you for that. No, you are listening to Life Unrehearsed, and I am Corrie Sirota with Matt DelVecchio, and we're talking to fitness guru Phyllis Frost. And Phyllis, I know that this is true, everything you're saying, but the question for me is, how do you even get started? And you get so overwhelmed for when you walk into a gym. And I hear it all the time. For me, it's more mental than it is as much as it's physical. For me, it's more mental, so I just do it because I need to do it. But people will walk into a place and they see everybody working out. It looks like everybody knows what they're doing. And how does the average person get started?
It's super intimidating. Walking into a gym, if you've never been, or you're coming back and everyone's sort of in their groove, and you're like, what do I do? I think it's really important if you're starting a fitness journey that you invest in a personal trainer. You don't have to take a lot of sessions, but I would say you take a couple of sessions. First of all, you want someone who's qualified, who can do a proper assessment, because if someone has certain muscular or skeletal issues, you want to be able to work with that, because not every body is created the same. So you have to be able to modify for their body. I think it's really important, like I say, get a personal trainer, get a plan. What are your goals? It's not just about, it's very psychological when it comes to this. A lot of the people that I deal with, there's very deep-rooted issues. There's food addictions. There's all kinds of things that come into play. So you have to find something that the person enjoys to do, okay? If someone's going to hate it, they're not going to continue. And granted, trust me, most of my clients love it, they don't love it, but they love how they feel afterwards. And once you get started and you start to feel your endorphins and you start to feel your serotonin levels getting elevated, everything's feeling good, you feel less bloated, you have more energy, your mood is lifted. It's just your general well-being. I've had clients, your sex driving improves, everything. And let's tie it into what Vincent was just talking about, right? I mean, the best exercise and all that will not prevent cancer, okay? But you certainly give yourself a much better of a fighting chance when you're watching your nutritional intake, your sugars, because sugar can, it creates disease in your body. And when you're exercising and you're moving, you got to be active.
You're listening to fitness guru Phyllis Frost with some great advice, and we're going to head out for a traffic update, Phyllis. But I think you bring up a very good point. If you know you have trouble getting motivated, you know what? Get a personal trainer, like you're saying, that will get you started at least. And that's so important. I think a challenge for a lot of people on what we'd like to talk about after traffic is, how do I stay motivated? It's not just a one-shot deal here. So we're going to ask you that question, but first we're going to head to the CJAD Traffic Center for a traffic update.
I told you I asked a teaser question. I wasn't after. But we just got a text. I bought a few Jillian Michaels DVDs using cardio hand weights. I know I live far from the gym and I like working out alone. So that's another good question to ask, is about without people looking at me when I lift weights, or something about working out alone.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's an excellent question.
Yeah.
I think what we should do is I'll come back from traffic. I'll ask that question. How do we stay motivated long term? Okay, you're okay with that one? Maybe promote fitness trainer, or if you want to go out on your own. And then that's a perfect lead-in, Corrie, to ask this text from a female questioner, because it's a female, and that shouldn't be ringing. Okay, so you'll read that text as the second question?
Yeah.
Is what was the question again?
The question's going to be
Now a special CBS News report on the church
how to
shooting
get
in
motivated,
Texas.
and
CBS
then I'm
News
going to ask
special
about.
report following the
I'm going
church
to tell you
shooting
that
in
a text
Sutherland
came
Springs,
in
Texas.
without men looking at me and
Suspect is now
looking
dead,
ways,
left
like
at least
the
15
Phil
people
Paris and
been
how
shot
do they
at
work
the
out
First
at
Baptist
home.
Church.
At
There
home?
are fatalities.
I like working
Wilson
out
County
alone
Commissioner
without men
Albert
looking
Gamis.
at me when I lift weights.
Okay, well,
There was something else I thought about, the other
Dana
question
Fletcher
is
owns
about
a business nearby, and
myth
she saw
around
ambulance
weight,
everywhere,
losing
more
weight, or
ambulances.
You can't spot reduce.
Spot
with
reduce.
KENS TV.
People
She's in that
often
small
think it's
town.
spot
30
What's
miles
spot reduce mean?
southeast
meaning,
of
I'm going to
San
lose this
Antonio.
car. How do I
I
get rid of
just
this?
wanna- how do I get rid of this?
How do I get rid of this?
Not work.
So maybe I'll ask you.
Ask that, because that's such a good one.
They've
I'm
got a
telling you
always.
store, they've got a
Okay,
dollar
I'll ask that
store,
after your text
They've
one.
got a couple of churches, and it's the kind of place
And I
where
love the how do I know what my
everybody knows
ideal
one
weight
another
should be.
for generations going
Okay.
back.
Normally
Okay.
about
Get that
40
one
people are in the
How do I know my
congregation
other
of
weight?
Baptist
We're
Church in
sorry, we're
Sutherland
just a
Springs,
reminder, we're
Texas.
out at
Where
56.
members
Okay.
shoot
Okay.
fatalities
Time?
are reported.
No.
CBS News special
46.
report. I'm Dave
Um,
Beck.
how
That
do
was a
I know
special
my
CBS
ideal
News
weight should
report
be?
on the church
No,
shooting
I
in
wanna-
Texas
Don't ask that
on
one.
CJAD.
Because there's different bone. It's like BMI. I hate that.
Yeah.
But I mean, healthy body fat levels is one thing.
Okay.
I think it's 24. You know what? I think it's 24 for a woman, 18 for a man. I'm not sure of the exact numbers.
And we will, by the way, end with, when we close and we thank you, we're going to ask how do you get a hold of you. So I got in the book.
For the motivation, to stay motivated. Okay, to stay motivated. Obviously, one answer is personal trainer. Can you also give a non-personal trainer so
Yeah,
they
of
don't
course.
so they
Well,
don't think
that's
it's
the
a
next
big
thing. I'm going to
pitch
tell
for-
me like goals, and you have to have
Okay. So we got to
challenges
try
for
to keep it
yourself.
to about a minute.
Yeah.
And then we're going to jump in.
Yeah.
So, I'll come to news, ask the question about motivation,
I will
Text.
text about the text.
myth about spot reduce, right?
Yeah.
And then we're going to be pretty close to end.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
fine.
Hi, I'm Lisa,
Goes so fast, eh?
Yeah.
Fast like crazy.
Well, yeah, there's commercials and there's, it's
Traffic.
And I always,
news.
when I've come on, I've always spoken on
She's
second
now
half. I'm
getting
like,
a
but I
great
didn't say
sleep
anything.
thanks to her new mattress with Simmons' famous
Phyllis, I think you're going to like the song that we
It
picked.
supports her in all the right
Yeah.
places. She saved
Cool.
big, and you can too. Get a beauty rest.
So they don't hear, the song is only in here, right? You don't hear it.
You don't unless
Your
we had it,
Facebook Live,
unless
they
we
don't
had no, they don't hear it because as soon as our on air goes,
Decorating a new home
then
or
that
updating
speaker
and making
gets shut.
over your existing space? Then now is the time to take advantage of
Okay.
CNN Textile Fall Sale. Choose from a gorgeous array of the CNN
Pretty
fabric
sure.
collection and get 30% off. And for the best choice of blinds and window coverings in the city, get up to 60% off all brands and all styles. Don't miss the fall sale of fabric and blinds in all 4 CNN stores. Check it out at cntextiles.com.
You go out to traffic at, when you go out to traffic, it's 4:45?
Yeah.
Dishes with locally sourced ingredients, fresh fruit, and our world-famous potatoes. extensive lunch menu, healthy options,
Potatoes.
specialty coffees, and
Potatoes.
refreshing smoothies. There's something for everyone.
Uncle used to do the traffic, Orla, on one of the stations.
She used to,
She used
yeah.
to check.
Yeah, she was
Pronounce all
great.
the stations. All the
With
She's on
Australian
next. You'll
accent.
see her. She's here.
Wherever you're hungry.
I don't know if it's Australian,
Australian
or
or
English
New
or South African.
No, she's South African.
South
Well, you
African,
have to
there you
meet her because, and do you have a card?
Yeah.
Because she can talk. You can talk. It's a kid. It's about family, kids, whatever. You can do kid fitness.
Absolutely.
So they're always looking for people. Steal your teaser questions.
When you asked it, I'm there.
I'm like,
Oh.
oh, and then I read it, I'm like, oh yeah, no.
Minimum 40 liters of Synergy fuel. Limited time offer for new members only. One bonus per member. See eso.ca for conditions.
Buy beauty and get rewarded.
Wow.
20
What's
times
a commercial?
faster
Yeah.
with Pharma-Free. Now
It's
until
okay,
Friday,
pays for your
November
time.
10th. Get 20 times the Pharma-Free Optimum points when you spend $75 or more on cosmetics, skincare, and fragrance. Treat yourself to a stunning look for the season.
I wanted to talk about, but we don't really have time. Phyllis and I used to hang out at a swimming pool, and everybody that passed by would say, I'm just having this ice cream because I did.
You could try and throw this. It's very funny.
It's very funny.
I would go to restaurants, people go, I don't normally eat like this. I'm like,
She gets like people apologize to her for she's not the food police.
it's okay.
That's funny.
That's what they need, accountability.
Yeah.
And that's the motivation. That's what it's going to be my piece.
Girls now.
Exclusively through Canada-Israel Securities Limited.
What show
Rates
is
as high as
this? This is all the show?
3.90% are available until November 14th, subject to minimum investment and other terms. Call Israel Bonds today.
Wow.
514
451. It's crazy.
Or visit israelbonds.ca.
451.
Oh, done.
Here we go.
On CJAD
Oh.
800. Brought to you by
Something.
Alameda.ca. Celebrate a life well lived.
There we go, Phyllis. A little Billy Idol for us.
Yeah.
This is Life Unrehearsed. I'm Matt DelVecchio here with Corrie Sirota and Phyllis Frost, fitness guru and coach. Phyllis, before we went out to traffic, it happens so often. There's those gyms, they get you in for a 1-year membership and you're all pumped up, ready to go. And before you know it, a month or two passes and you're just not going to the gym. What can we do to motivate ourselves to continue going the entire time?
I recommend people to set a goal. Set a goal for yourself. Set a 1-month goal, and when you reach that goal, reevaluate and try to find another goal. It's the best way to keep motivated. I see people in the gym, they bring their books, they're writing down their workouts, they're motivated, they're on task. This is a lifestyle choice. I would love to say, I've got the pill, and you're all going to be lean and fit and ripped, and you're going sorry, there is no such thing. So we have to do the work. But it doesn't mean it has to be horrible. So like I said, what's motivating is finding things that you enjoy. I run a group 2 nights a week. I've been doing this group training for many, many years. We're about 8 to 10 people, and they love it. They come in, they all work hard, and it's like a community. So very often you may want to find a community to be part of to keep motivated. That's really important.
Speaking of which, we got a very interesting text from someone who said that they bought a few Jillian Michaels DVDs and they're using cardio and hand weights, and they've noticed that it actually helps. They live far from a gym, and they like working out alone without men looking at them, and men looking at them when they lift the weights or I guess do any of the exercise.
Right. I think that those things are amazing. Listen, right now there are so many apps out there that there's absolutely no excuse for anyone not to work out. You know, you can go on to the internet, you could find a 20-minute workout. I have on my YouTube page, Fit Body by Phil, I've got, stuff on there. I've done challenges. Try to do a challenge. If you go on Facebook or Instagram, there's many. I happen to have a bunch on my page, Fit Body by Phil Certified Trainer. There's a whole bunch of them. And an ab challenge, a booty challenge. Things like that are really fun because they give you a set direction. And we all need structure in our life. We know that, right? Plan to fail, fail to plan. Right?
Make it fun. Make yourself accountable. That's Phyllis Frost, our fitness guru here on Life Unrehearsed. Now, Phyllis, this term that I've heard time and time again about spot reduce, is this possible of sort of reducing certain parts of your body that you just think is too flabby and just concentrate on that one area?
We all have fat packs in our body where our body stores fat. And when you lose weight, your body, it comes off. It may not come off where you want to at that time, but with a proper regime and with dedication. I mean, I've done it. I've done bodybuilding competitions. I've had my clients. I've transformed hundreds of people since 2008, since my book and program came out. It can be done. You can't. I have people come to me all the time. I want to lose this, and they're pulling their stomach and their
The muffin tops.
Yeah. Spot reducing. You can build muscle, and you can make your muscles larger. But to take an area of fat and say, I want to get it off my thighs, no. I have to liposuction. But from exercise, it's hard to take one area and just say, okay, I'm going to lose it from here. No, your body, it comes off as it comes off.
You know, it's been so interesting, Phyllis, and there is so much more. I think the message here to everyone is, you need to be accountable to yourselves. Fitness gurus like yourself, personal trainers, I think would be a great source of motivation and to keep you there, keep you going. Yeah, it might cost some money, but you know what? If that's what your goal is, then that's what you want to achieve. Then it's worth absolutely the investment. You know. So thank you very, very much for being with us, Phyllis.
It's my pleasure to have been here.
I look, Phyllis has trained me and given me tremendous support and information, and sometimes she looks at me and says to me at the gym, what are you doing? So she definitely holds me accountable. So thank you again. One last time, how do people get hold of you?
Great. So my website is Fit Body by Phil. It's Phil with a Y, P-H-Y-L. fitbodybyphil.com. You can find me on Instagram, Fit Coach Philly, and I'm on Facebook also, Phyllis Frost, Certified Trainer.
Great. Thank you very much, Phyllis. Now, next week, you're not going to want to miss next week. We're going to have one of Canada's most popular politicians, speaking of politicians, and businesswomen as our guest. Some of you may have heard of the amazing Hazel McCallion. She served as mayor of Mississauga for 36 years. That's 12 municipal elections. She was a professional hockey player. She's a member of the Order of Canada, and at the ripe old age of 96 years old, most people wouldn't be able to keep up with her schedule today. So we can't wait to have Miss McCallion on the show, and we're also going to have Rhonda Massad, a West Islander, who will join us on the second half of next week's show. She's had to overcome some serious challenges early in her life, and now she is one of the most popular social media gurus around. So please catch that show next week. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
Thanks for joining us.
You can catch us on Life Unrehearsed every Sunday from 4 to 5. Off to news shortly.
Conditions are more important. No.
That's a wrap. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sing about it, Facebook.
Bye, guys. Fit Coach Philly, out!
Thank you.
I have to remember, I'm scratching my nose. Don't scratch your nose.
That's right. I don't know how much you see. I guess you see whatever.